All right, Shalom. This is the brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all Yuakim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. This is Philippians chapter 1 and verse 5, and it reads, "For your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Yahushua HaMashiach." All right, and I want to go into a lesson on this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, because again, we have to be confident in the Lord, and that means confident in the Lord's power, not our own. You know, as the title of the lesson says, what if you win? You know, what if you're slated to win through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai? Because having this truth at this point in time is not a small feat. You know, it's a very great expression of the Lord's mercy toward you. You know, if you can receive it. This is Colossians 3 and 12. And it reads, "Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh Shai, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering." All right, because again, the confidence doesn't come from you believing that you have, you on a level. Ultimately, the confidence with faith, which goes back to what confidence means, is that faith in Yahweh Shai, the Lord, is your confidence, Lord willing. Because again, we oftentimes always meditate on the worst case scenario, and that's something that's a reoccurring theme in this truth. And it's a balance to it, right? You have godly sorrow. We work out our salvation with fear and trembling, Lord willing. But also there should be a level of hope and confidence in Yahweh Shai. All right, that the Lord did not call you to fail. All right, real quick, there's Ecclesiastes chapter 2. And I'll jump to the point. This is verse 9. All right, Ecclesiastes 2 and 9. All right, it reads, "Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy." That's a part of this walk as well. It's not just, all woe is me and doom and gloom. In actuality, the doom and gloom of this world, all right, is where we get to see the joy. Lord, willing we be a part of that number? Matter of fact, let me get that. The words of Yahweh Shai. Because again, you often think about the worst case scenario, but what if you win? All right, there's John 16 and 20. "Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy." So right now we have to suffer through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai as we wait for the Heavenly Father. But when all hell begins to break loose, as those people were having rejoicing, all right, we're going to be joyful in that time, Lord willing. And that's the mindset you have to have, that the Lord started you on this journey and he's going to complete it. The scriptures talk about us being rich in faith, meaning you're already wealthy. You're already wealthy. You're wealthy where it matters. All right. Being rich in faith is not a small feat. You have a lot of people in this world who are rich according to the manner of this world, according to the fashion of this world, but they don't have the peace of mind that you have through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. You have the peace of Yahweh Shai upon you. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right, real quick. This is James 2 and 5. Says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not Yahweh Shai chosen the poor of this world rich in faith?" So on paper, according to the fashion of this world, we're not rich. But if you look through the eyes of if you measure it through the standard of what matters, you're wealthy beyond belief. And that's how you have to look at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, man. The scriptures talk about having the helmet of salvation. Meaning you have to meditate upon good things. You have to have your mind on salvation, on that light at the end of the tunnel. Having faith that the Lord will see you through all of the turmoil that's ahead of us, the hour of temptation and the straight gate of persecution, with your eyes staying single toward that light at the end of the tunnel. All right, continuing, it says, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him. Come on, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to read that whole thing again. James 2:5, hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him. Meaning at this day and age, at this point in time, as it stands this day, you are an heir to the kingdom. Lord willing, we endure unto the end. And the reason I say that is because Yahweh Shah said, hold fast that no man take thy crown, which means you already have it. It's just a matter of it manifesting in the physical. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. And this is why it's extremely important to hope for good. All right. That's why in Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter, it says, ye that fear the Lord. In the 9th verse, it says, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, because there's a balance. We fear Yahweh by Shema Shai, but the scriptures also exhort you to hope for good. You know, you shouldn't have the woe is me spirit. Of course, we go through peaks and valleys in this truth, but it's not all doom and gloom. All right. We're being, Lord willing, we're being chastened now that we're not condemned with the world. As a matter of fact, let me get that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and the 32nd verse. And it reads, but when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. So we catching our hell now, Lord willing, that we're not a part of the wrath to come. But truly in the spirit, you're in the best case scenario. And that's why the scriptures exhort us to hope for good. There's a reason the scriptures say, fear not. Don't let your sins weigh you down. Why? Because we live in these bodies. We live in this flesh. It's going to hurt while we're here. You know, brothers were talking at the camp, and you think about Yahweh Shah's walk. Every brother has to taste of that cup. Lord willing, we be a part of that number on a lower measure. The reason I bring that up is because at a point in the garden, you know, Yahweh Shah asked that the cup be passed from him, meaning Yahweh Shah was under such a burden concerning the flesh. He said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. That he said, if it be possible, you know, let the cup pass. Meaning Yahweh Shah had to feel at that point that it was almost like it was too much. But what did he say? Not my will, but thy will. Roughly paraphrasing. And I bring that up because you're always going to get to a point where you feel like it's too much, you know, where you feel like your strength is about to fail through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's supposed to feel like that. That's what makes your faith so precious. If it was faith in the midst of an easy road, it wouldn't really be a display of faith. But just because it hurts in this moment, just because you go through those mental obstacles concerning this flesh, doesn't mean that there isn't a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what we have to continue to keep our mind on through the spirit. What if you win, man? What if it's for you? What if you set up like that? What if from the foundation of the earth, the Lord set you up to win, to catch a W on this side, not to be condemned? What if that's how the Lord set your lot up? What if you were one of those who are with Yahweh Shai? What if when the scriptures say we shall, matter of fact, I'm going to get it. What if this applies to you? All right, this is Psalms 126 and 1. It reads, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue was singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord hath done great things for them. Come on, man. It ain't all doom and gloom. But we have to continue to keep our mindset on that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. It ain't an L. Ain't no losing on this side, man. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Concerning the elect, I should say it that way. For the elect, there is no losses. There's only perceived losses. But for the elect, truly there is no L's on this side, only lessons. Because the heirs of the kingdom are here to collect. Lord willing, we be a part of that number, man. Because even the hour of temptation, what did the Lord say? All right. Concerning the hour of temptation. Because again, whenever Jake read about Jacob's trouble, all right, whenever Jake read about the hell that's coming to the earth, you automatically put yourself in that predicament. And it's a part of the flesh. It's a product of the flesh. Always meditating on the worst case scenario. But you have to fight that with the scriptures, man. What if it's set up for you to win? All right. This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this is Yahweh Shah saying he's going to keep thee from the hour of temptation. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. And just like you meditate on the worst case scenario, you have to balance that out in the spirit by meditating on the best case. What if it's set up for you to win? What if it's you? Concerning the men of our nation, you brothers, the laborers, what if the Lord set you up to be the seed that brings back the rest of your lineage? What if you're set up to be one of the fathers of the kingdom of heaven? How would you look at this lifetime if you had to look back at it instead of living it right now in the present? You would want to look back at it and know that you tried and you had faith and you had hope, that you waited with confidence, with joy. Now, again, it's easier said than done. Every day you're not going to have a Cheshire smile. But meditate on the fact that we're not always going to be in this predicament. There's going to be a time through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai where we look back at this and laugh. Consider that as we go through the trials and tribulations we're going through. That's what the scriptures mean by put on therefore as the elect. As if the finish line, there's a reward for you. Not just in general, not just the elect out there somewhere, but putting on therefore as the elect concerning yourself. We have to do that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Because again, there's a thin line between humility and low self-esteem. The Lord brought us into this truth to build us up and have confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai. Not doubting. Believing that this journey has a reward at the end of it. That there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That the Lord did not set you up for failure. There has to be a level of confidence in that. And that's not of yourself. That's not arrogant. That's a belief that the Lord is a power of his word. The Lord said he will abundantly pardon. What if that applies to you? Again, this is Colossians 3 and 12, but I want to read it in the NLT. It says, since the Most High chose you to be the holy people he loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And Paul is talking as if it's already, we have to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. But Paul made it clear, through the Spirit to put on therefore as the elect, to move in this earth as if the finish line, there's hope for you in the finish line. That's why Paul said, I don't run as uncertainly. What if you set up to win? Having this truth, you had a better chance of hitting the lotto. You had a better chance of making it to the NBA draft or the NFL draft as opposed to having this truth in this lifetime. Now, being in this flesh, it may not seem like that in the moment because everything you visually see around you says opposite, that the world is winning and you losing. But when things hit the fan, for lack of better terms, you're going to see it. You're going to know. You're going to understand all the trials that the Lord put you through and why. It's going to be like a light bulb. When things hit the fan in this world, that's when it's going to cut on for you. And you're going to see, that's why I'm going back to it, man. I'm going back to it. Because Yahweh Shah said that, man. He said the world was going to rejoice. And we were going to lament. And that's why it hurt, man. This is John 16:20. I'm going to read this in the NLT. It says, I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn over what is going to happen to me, but the world will rejoice. You will grieve, but your grief will suddenly turn to wonderful joy. So Yahweh Shai is talking to the disciples who became the apostles and letting them know, look, yes, it's rough. What Yahweh Shai was going to go through was rough and terrible. And the world looked at it as if it was a good thing that Yahweh Shai got put to death. And truly it was, because we wouldn't have this mercy if not for that. Yet, we're one day closer to Yahweh Shai arriving. Meaning, when Yahweh Shai arrives, when all of these plagues hit the world, we're going to rejoice. And the world is going to be weeping and lamenting. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this again in the good news, Salaki, not the good news, but the KJV. John 16:20 reads, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. A woman, when she is in travail, has sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. Now, reading this in the NLT, John 16:21, it says, it will be like a woman suffering the pains of labor. When her child is born, her anguish gives way to joy because she has brought a new baby into the world. All right, man, that's beautiful. Because right now we're going through it. We're going through those labor pains, so to speak. And it do hurt. Yet there's a joy that we have through the Spirit that the world cannot understand. There's a hope that we have that the world cannot understand. Verse 22 reads, So you have sorrow now, but I will see you again. Then you will rejoice, and no one can rob you of that joy. And that is what we're fighting for through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai. What if it's you? What if it's set up for you to win? It is set up through the Spirit, but you have to believe that. You have to hold fast to that. You have to run as not uncertainly. You have to put on therefore as the elect. You have to have confidence that the Lord is going to finish what he started in you. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all Yuwakim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word and all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.